All right, how's it going, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Video Training. Hey, I'm your host, Billy Jack. Okay, so in this one, I want to talk about a little bit about the buyer broker commission. Okay, so the I've been doing some showings this weekend, and I've already come across a couple of the listings that did not have buyer broker payments. So, and the way, you find that out, I mean, you guys should probably already know if you're doing some showings, you gotta call the listing agent and see what they're offering, right? I mean, that's basically the only way you can really do that now, you know. So the thing is that it's not necessarily that the agent is not sharing their own, it all depends on what they have on their own agreement, okay, with their own listing agreement. A lot of these sellers are already getting wise to this whole thing and they think that they can save a lot of money. And sometimes they probably could, it depends on if the buyer pays or whatever, okay? But without getting into political discussions about it or opinions, we'll save that for another time, right? The the one thing to keep in mind is this part here in your contract. I'm not gonna scroll through the whole thing because this is a real contract here. I don't want to disclose what's in there. With so but on that last line here where you put your broker fees. This is just, you remember that this one here where you have, your just the broker information. This is not a contract for brokers. Okay, we're not principals to it. And if you notice at the very top it says do not sign. This is just information only. Okay, and it doesn't change the agreement between brokers to pay or share a commission. Okay, so this is just informational, basically for the title company. Okay, so how they're going to distribute the commissions. That's really what this is for. Okay, so how do we go about this? Um, on the phone calls that I made, a couple of the properties I needed specific answers to some of them, and then the question came up of how much are you offering for buyer broker commission, right? And a couple said, well, we don't really have anything set. There's really nothing to offer. And the listing agents, I mean, that they're kind of nobody's really saying you ain't getting anything. We're not giving you any. They're not being that way. At least they really shouldn't be. Okay, hopefully you're not experiencing that. But it's pretty clear when they don't have anything in writing to offer anything. Okay, so the way the way it would work best for you to submit your offer, because if you have a house that's zero, the agent tells you, well, we're actually not plainly offering zero, or they could offer just two or just one. Okay, so this is how you can do it. First, you have to have your buyer's rep agreement, right? You'll have this already. We're supposed to have it before you even show, right? And we're charging the 3% here, all that stuff. Now, when you write an offer, okay, even if they have zero, if they tell you that they're offering zero, okay, when you send in your offer as part of your documents, we can start including this one here. Okay, the addendum regarding the broker fees. Okay, we'll have this uploaded to the buyer's documents. You can right now you can find it in the Texas Realtor forms. So when you're going to the loop and then you're gonna add a template, you can scroll down on the left side. It'll have this scrolling wheel, and then you can search down there on the Texas Realtor forms. Okay, and it's addendum regarding broker fees. Okay, so this one is for, if you notice here, you have buyer and seller signature. There's another form that's addendum for broker to broker fees, and that's for the brokers, right? So that one would be if they are already agreeing to share commission from the broker and the listing agent and the seller. Okay, so if you notice in here, it says somewhere in here, that this confirms. Okay, it just confirms or creates an obligation for it. Okay, so they should already have a previous agreement signed, what it is. Now, this, if you notice, it says here that this addendum will control it, okay? If it conflicts with any provision in the contract, which it kind of supplements the listing, everything goes all together. Remember, all these forms, the whole file, when it's closed and kept in archives, it's all together from listing, buying, amendments, addendums, all that kind of good stuff, okay? So what you do is, it's just like normal. You put the street address here, and then here, since the broker, the listing agent, is not not sharing their commission, or they agreed with the seller that they're only going to charge them 3% to sell their house, okay, for you to get paid and have the seller pay you, then the seller needs to pay, right? See, it says right here you have that option, okay, for the seller to pay. So you would check that, and if you read them carefully, you would kind of get the gist of it, okay? So see, this one would be for, listing broker, okay? That would be more of a just a kind of a disclosure, okay? But this one is part of it, okay? It'll be part of the offer. It's kind of like asking for closing costs in a way. It's kind of like that. If you're going to ask for 5,000 closing costs and all that, well, that's buyer seller agreements. This is buyer seller. Seller will pay right here. See, 3%. I check this box because if you read them, you see it, this one. See, it says the sales price towards other broker fees. Other broker is buyer broker. Okay, and it has it in the defined up here. Okay, so that's how you would submit it with this one. Okay, if you have a zero, or if they're just giving two and you want to ask for that extra 1%, then you just put 1% right here. Oh, heads up. What happened? Okay, you see? So you would just put, well, you get it. It's right here. Okay, right in here where the three is. You would put the one, or 1.5, whatever it is. Okay, so that's why these forms here have just been developed. To see, so it's been, this one just came out actually. Okay, so that's a good way. If you come across listings like that are offering zero, you don't have to just run away from them. Or if your buyer says no, let's just go see something where they pay you, because I can't pay you anything, or I can only pay you very little, something like that, you can always do that offer. I mean, even the agents, the couple of them that really weren't offering anything in writing, in definite, it's in absolute, I should say, because they're saying, well, we just don't have anything right now, but go ahead and submit your offer. Ask, one of them even told me, go ahead and submit your offer and ask for your commission, what you want to get. If you want to get 3, go ahead and submit it with that. He goes, and now I'll talk to my sellers. A savvy listing agent will tell them, you were likely going to get offers that are going to be asking for their commission. Whether they negotiate it down to 2 or 2.5, whatever it is, but at least you're in the game in that situation, okay? And it would keep your buyers from getting a little frustrated, maybe. Okay, all right. So I'll do more videos on the other ones for broker to broker fees, stuff like that. But to keep this one short-winded, we'll go ahead and stop it here. Hopefully, it helps you guys, and that's it for this one. We'll see you on the next one. All right.